All right, so women are copying men, again, as always, and they've created the femosphere. Now, you might be saying to yourself, well, Joker, the manosphere is about toxic men that aren't really toxic. They're not really toxic. They just want things to go back to the way they used to be. Women doing women's stuff, men doing men's stuff, men being masculine, women being feminine, women staying at home and taking care of the home and the kids and cooking dinner, and the men doing the man things, right? The manly things, earning the money. Well, that's what these women want. And I don't know if the women have labeled it such or the media has labeled it the femosphere. But either way, I'm here for it. And yeah, women are kind of coming around to what we've been saying. Now, are they doing it in reality or are they just saying it? That's the catch-22. Because too many times women will say, I want to be a traditional wife. I want to stay at home. I want the man to make the money and take care of me. And that sounds great in the beginning. But then she gets bored. Then taking care of the home isn't enough. Having a couple of friends in the neighborhood is not enough. I need that social validation. I need to go to the gym and have guys check me out. Oh, some of those guys check me out and they're young and good looking and they want to sleep with me. Even though I have 2 kids, my husband doesn't look at me like that anymore. He doesn't look at me like I'm a piece of meat. I'm going to go cheat on him or sleep with a guy. And it always falls apart. Not always. That's being hyperbolic. But too many times it falls apart. Well, as I said in the previous segment I was talking about, the MSN.com and the Australia News that originally had this, they yanked the story. And I think it was because of the comments. And I'll tell you why. When I originally had this story pulled up, if you went to the comments, there were a lot of guys that are like, hey, great. It's great to see women coming around and agreeing with traditional men that think this way. Maybe the women are finally catching on. And I'm pretty sure this left-leaning, news website, whatever they are, was like, oh my God, we can't have these women and these men, these toxic men that believe in traditional women and women should be at home and not be feminists. We can't have them agreeing. Let's delete the story. So they deleted it. Well, here's the actual story. This is from about a month ago, but I just kind of held it in check because I wanted to see if there was anything more to the story. And I apologize for this being a side scroller. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, the manosphere, the misogynist internet world populated by influencers such as Andrew Tate, is widely recognized as a toxic space where young men are at risk of radicalization. Now, say researchers, women and girls are being sucked into potentially dangerous online spaces of their own, the femosphere. What I like about this writing, this is written by a Rachel Healy, I'm sure is a raging feminist. What I like about this is they'll say, men think this one way. It's bad. It's dangerous. They're being radicalized. And then women come around and they say, actually, you know what? It's not actually that bad an idea. I've tried this and I'm actually happier this way. And the feminists in the news media will say, oh no, they've been fooled. They've been sucked into this sphere of toxic radicalized. It's like, really? Really?
Really?
Everybody's kind of like, really? So just because women are saying, hey, maybe the traditional guys had something right, maybe the men in this are like, maybe they have something. Now it's those men have fooled these innocent, stupid women into becoming radicalized. They say it's a term used by Dr. Jilly Kay, an expert in feminist media and cultural studies. Okay. An expert in feminist media?
Sure, Jan.
In a paper published earlier this year, Kay has been researching a reactionary turn among young women and how a backlash against mainstream feminism has created new spaces online. In the femosphere, instead of incels, male involuntary celibates, there are femcells. And this is so hard to read sideways. This is the weirdest web layout ever. Press reader, fix your shit. And instead of pickup artists, they're female dating strategists and so-called dark feminine influencers who encourage women to find men and to support them financially. What does this mean? What are they talking about? These femcells, these dark dating strategists, these evil women that are telling women to find men to support them financially. What are they talking about? These are women that are saying, hey, you know what? Traditional relationships, they're pretty good. I like them. A man he works hard. He pays the bills. He takes care of us as a family. If I need a little spending money, he gives it to me. But most things as a family we're covered for. Maybe some of them have a part-time job just to occupy themselves during the day, but it's a stress-free job that I enjoy, that covers my makeup and my other stuff that I like to spend my money on. And I'm always, or much more likely to be in the mood, much more likely to be romantic towards my husband, because I'm not career-oriented, pouring all my time and effort into a job and a boss that doesn't appreciate me. And instead I'm pouring that energy and my resources towards my husband who loves me. That's who they're talking about calling the incel, dark feminine energy. Give me a break. They say most corners of the femosphere explicitly describe themselves as feminist. So Kay said she was surprised to see that their values seem conservative and their philosophy mostly anti-gender equality. Well, you can be feminist, you can be an old school feminist and say that you want men and women given equal opportunities. But to say women and men are not the same, well, that's evil. She said the logic they don't adhere to is that men and women are fundamentally different. Or the logic they do adhere to is that men and women are fundamentally different. They are fundamentally different. They are. Men like working hard. We genuinely do. It gives us something to aspire for and strive for. We like being successful, not necessarily because of the money, not necessarily because it's going to get us ahead in life. It's our calling. It gives us a good positive feeling. It also makes us feel really good when we have a loving wife and children that depend on us. It's not I am your master and you will bow to my every whim. It makes a man feel important and needed and loved when he works really hard to provide, and those he provides for appreciate him and love him and look up to him. That's just what men need. But see, to these feminists, they're poisonous and stupid. And so, of course, they get everything backwards. They say mainstream feminists in recent decades has been very consumer-oriented, all about individual empowerment, emphasis on things like women being confident, successful, and women having all the things that men can have. In other words, girl boss feminism. Yes, and we don't appreciate it, nor do we respect that. But since about 2018, Kay said there's been a growing rejection of that idea. Kay saw beliefs discussed and shared online forums and via social media influencers that echoed the logic of the manosphere, particularly when it came to dating and relationships. Ideas like men are the gatekeeper of relationships and women are the gatekeepers of sex, she said. Yes, that is correct. Men decide I decide if I'm going to ask you to be my girlfriend. I decide if I'm going to ask you to be my fiance. I decide if I'm going to marry you because that's traditional. Women decide if the man gets to sleep with them. Now, traditionally, women made the men marry them and make an honest girl out of them. And the men agreed to that. And so men, to get to the gatekeeping of sex, men decided, I will marry her. I will date her. I will promise her these things and to work hard and be a good man. Now, women have agreed, hey, you're tall and you've got some muscles. My gates are open. So men say, okay, I don't need to get married anymore. I don't need to respect you. I don't need to even really ask you out. I just need to hook up with you on Tinder. So they go on to say, so women's currency in the sexual marketplace resides in her withholding sex from men, and you diminish your value if you have casual sex. I got a button for that.
Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
That's correct. A man will crawl through nails and glass and go through heaven and earth to provide for a woman that loves him, respects him, cherishes him, will not lie to him, will not cheat on him, will not divorce him, is a virgin, and she's a respectable woman, every man alive would say, yep, even if she's like a hard 5, like an average woman, as far as the looks go, if she'll do all that for me, I'll take it. Sold American, I'll take it. Unfortunately, we don't get any of that. So guys are kind of saying, well, deal's off. We're not going to buy the cow. Everybody's had milk from that cow. I'm not going to buy the cow. The cow is out of milk. It's a used up cow. No milk, no eggs. The farm is closed for business. I'm out. So if the femisphere is saying that, and these women are saying that, that means they understand how feminism has cheated them out of a good, happy life. And they now agree with us. And these feminists writing this story, they're pissed off. They're pissed off because these women now agree with us. They say, or to the idea that to counter women's lesser earning power, the gender pay gap in the UK was 14% last year. Rather than fidelity for pay equality, a man should provide for a woman financially, and women must embrace feminine energy to secure a husband. Kay said it's incredibly conservative, but it's trying to reframe it as being this empowering strategy. It is empowering. It is incredibly empowering. The feminists twisted it. Here's how it's empowering. Okay. Let's swap it. My wife goes out to work every day, and she works in an office that she hates with people that she just kind of gets along with. It's very stressful and it's hard. And she's always trying to get promotions. She's trying to get bonuses to bring home money for the family. And what do I do all day? I wake up early. I cook. I don't know about you, but cooking bacon and eggs every day is not hard. Pouring a bowl of cereal for a child, icing on the cake. Throwing dirty laundry into a washing machine, and then me going and fluttering about the building while that runs. Me, I don't know, surfing Instagram while that's running. Then me going back to it and putting it in the dryer. And while the dryer runs, I vacuum around the house, quickly dust things, make sure the dishes are clean by putting it in a machine a man invented and turning a knob, while I also go fuck off and do something around the building. Then I come back and unload the clean, dry dishes and put them in the cupboard. I fold the clean clothes and put them away. Everything's done. And my man's, it's not even lunchtime. Well, I say my man, but you know, the woman, my wife that is off at work, she's not even had lunch yet. And I'm done with everything. How empowering is that? Do you want to talk about who's the slave out of that? It's the man. Because the man can't quit. The man can't take a day off. The man can't say, I don't feel like doing it. The woman can. She's got an easy, and are you doing laundry every day? Are you vacuuming every day? No, you're cooking dinner, which maybe takes half an hour out of your day. And it's usually something you like to eat anyway, ladies. And then you do the dishes. What's that take? 20 minutes to rinse and scrub things out a little bit and put it in a machine a man made? That's it. Who's the slave out of that? I'd say it's the guy. I'd say it's the guy that has to go day after day after day, leaving his home, leaving his children, leaving his wife, leaving all the things of creature comfort around him, traipsing off to work, driving 15, 20, 30, 40 minutes in traffic he hates both directions. Who's the one that's got it easy? It is empowering for women because they get all these wonderful things, and a man does it for them, not for money, not because he's pressured into it, not because you have to twist his arm. Get this. That man does it for the woman because he loves her. That's it. It's just love and respect, and I get all that from a man? What a deal. These women understand they've been lied to by feminism, and these feminists are pissed about it, and that's why they wrote this story. Kay also looked at dark feminine influencers such as Kanika Batra, the Wizard Liz. In recent years, Batra has criticized liberal feminism. In one post, she explained why she had left feminism behind and said the manosphere is incredibly loyal to everybody within it. Why are we loyal? Because we're right. Because you guys listen to me. because you respect my ideas. I read your thoughts and opinions in the comments. I watch other men's content creators because I respect their ideas. And it's loyal is the wrong word, because many of us, you guys know, I've called out other content creators before when I've disagreed with them, and you guys gave me hate. A lot of you gave me hate for it. Still my opinion. It didn't change my opinion. You're not loyal to me. I'm not loyal to you in that way. It's just we're having a conversation and we're loyal to the ideas that we're presenting. Am I loyal to the idea of hypergamy and alpha widows and 10s sleeping with all the 6s so the 6s don't want to date other 6s? And yeah, I'm loyal to those ideas. I'll take them to the grave because they're right. Because it's proven time and time again by just human nature and women themselves. So this other woman says that men are loyal in the manosphere, but we're not loyal to other men. We're loyal to the concepts, to the ideas that we prescribe to. In another, Bachelor laments the state of modern dating and the ways it has changed men and women's roles. She said, I used to be a feminist before I saw the effects of third wave feminism. This has forced women into masculine roles where they're pursuing men. She added, this is not natural, and it seems that there are more and more people that are not starting a family. They say there are clear reasons why women and girls might be drawn to this thinking, said feminist theorist. There's a feminist theorist. So we have a feminist media expert and a feminist theorist quoted in this article.
Really?
You might as well quoted a rock and a puddle of mud out front as far as when it comes to intelligence, if we're just being honest. There's clear reasons why women and girls might be drawn to this thinking, said feminist theorist Dr. Sophie Lewis. Of the feminist idea, she said there's an actual offer, an actual promise that should not be sniffed at. There's a promise to deliver women from what political economists have called the double shift. After liberal feminism's vision that women could have it all, now women are saddled with both productive and reproductive labor. No, they're not, because they're not reproducing. Lewis has studied some areas of the femisphere, particularly trad wife influencers. These so-called trad life is genuinely seductive to women who rightly hate the endless grind, she said. That's something liberal feminism needs to recognize it hasn't provided a solution to. She says she is discouraged by the lack of hope and anti-utopian thinking in these spaces, with ideas about new ways of living often disparaged as foolish. Kay and Lewis are not only the ones interested in this growing corner of the internet. Professor Emiliano de Cristofaro and Professor Jeremy Blackburn are two of the authors of a data-driven analysis of, quote, toxic women's communities online. They've already worked on the manosphere and other dark corners of the internet. They noted some of the same patterns, sort of analogs to the manosphere. Some communities even mirrored the manosphere in the advice given to members. The narratives with respect to dating strategy are very similar. It's a game you try to outsmart the other gender and win. Okay, what in the hell are they talking about? Well, it's simple. They're confusing gold diggers with trad wives, obviously. And they're saying that men that want traditional women and women that want traditional men, the women that are getting those traditional ideas are from toxic corners of the internet where the men exist, and those men's ideas are somehow coming over to the women and it's messing them up. Or, hear me out, I know this is crazy, hear me out. All of this goes right back to pre-feminism. That's all it does. It's not dark, it's not awful, it's not evil, it's not the boogeyman. It's just women realizing feminism failed. Women realizing feminism has lied to us, ladies. We need to move on. We can do better. So let's do better. And the women go, yeah, okay. I looking back at my mother's or my grandmother's lives, they were a lot happier. They didn't have the grind. They kind of had life on easy mode. They could just kind of hang about the house and do their thing, and they were happy. And we kids had a mom that was home most of the time, and we had good dinners, and we ate healthy food, and we had a clean home, and it was warm and inviting to come home from school too because mom was there. And then dad got home. And then we all played a board game. I know, I'm going back to like 1983 when I was a kid. And then we played a board game. And then we watched TV until 8 o'clock when I got shuffled off to bed because I couldn't stay up to watch MASH because it was too late at night. That was my childhood. And it was good. It was good in comparison to a lot of kids' childhoods today. And a lot of women are recognizing this. And a lot of men recognize it too. And just because now some men and some women agree that the traditional family and the traditional lifestyle might be best, these feminists feel they need to come out and say that it's all dark and it's nefarious and it's evil and these toxic people are rubbing off on each other and they're becoming red-pilled and all the other stuff. Guys, don't forget, if you are not a supporter, please become a supporter today on betterbachelor.locals.com. You can jump on over there and we do movies. We do UFC Fight Night. We just did UFC Fight. What was it? 312, I think was the latest one. And boy, that was a good fight card. I really enjoyed that one. We do sports events. Become a supporter. All you have to do is sign up with your email right here through Rumble. Your email and your password here on Rumble will work for Locals. You just go over to Locals, click sign in with Rumble, and you can jump right over and you can become a member and a supporter today. It's $5 a month or $50 for the year. You save $10 if you support me for a year. And I would appreciate it if you did. You can come over and support me over there. It's $5 a month. You keep me independent from YouTube. You can even become a supporter here on Rumble. If you say, I don't want to go to Locals or it's just not my kind of thing, get Rumble Premium. That supports me, and that supports everybody you watch. Or you could become a supporter right here on Rumble for $5 a month and do it right here on Rumble if you want to support my work. It keeps me independent. It keeps me the hell away from YouTube, and I appreciate it if you do. All right, guys, thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate it as always. I'll do another gaming stream probably tomorrow. I know not everybody's into gaming, but I like gaming. Me personally, it's the way I wind down in the evening after lifting a little bit of weights. I shower up, I plunk down, I play a game for a couple hours, and then I go to bed if I'm not looking for content. So we might as well stream it and have a hangout room because that's the way we usually go. All right, guys, I will leave it there. I will see you in the next one.